Seeing this chapter of Black Clover, chapter 218, really made me wish I had a group of people. I think every person in this world would benefit from having a group of people that are your friends, like Asta has the Black Bulls, because oh my gosh, the feels, the way Asta looked at the end is kind of how I felt seeing that shit. Like, everybody would benefit from having friends like the Black Bulls, man. Like, let's talk about it.
Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the True, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like.
So Black Clover chapter 218, still Asta being wrong. They throwing him in the system. They trying to get him hemmed up for some shit that he ain't even do. It sounds crazy, but hey, that's the way of the world, right? You know, it's when reality meets manga, I guess, you know? So the chapter starts off where we're at the orphanage again. I like that they constantly come back to Han's village just to see, because at the end of the day, that's where Asta and were raised, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice to see his family's reaction from time to time to what's going on with him. And to be honest with you, when I first seen that, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine the toll that it takes, like, not only on Asta, not only on anybody that, you know what I'm saying, is around, but yeah, like Sister Teresa and the people back at Hodge Village, they're gonna be affected probably some of the most, because they raised that kid. To them, that's like a son, a brother, a family member. So it was kind of like interesting to see just everybody's reaction to what's going on with Asta. Although it felt like with a few of the manga I read and Jump, minus like maybe One Piece or whatever, but it felt like a reintroduction to like characters like My Hero did it and Black Clover did it, where it's like, hey, we get to see all the characters one by one with a little quote or something. So I don't know if it was a Shonen Jump like, ah yes, we want all of you motherfuckers to remember. And we see Asta's in the newspaper, and I don't know why they decided to draw him like that. Like, he looked like a shoujo character. I'm imagining the manga artist either had somebody else drew it or decided to really go off the grid, because he's in his, of course, devil form or his black form, but he looked like a shoujo character. He's like, oh, even they were like, whoa, why does he look so cool? What's going on here? So very interesting that they decided to take that little twist. It's a small thing, but in the newspaper, you know, now that I think about it, it's probably inspired by some One Piece shit. Like, yo, I never put it past Tabata, Yuki Tabata. He loves taking inspiration from everywhere. You could argue copying, blah 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 is not copying if he's inspired and does his own thing. And yeah, that's probably what it is. You know, how many times Sanji had like the wrong picture in the paper, and now in Wano just recently they had like these weird drawings. So maybe that's where he got it from, but it was pretty cool, and yeah, I like that moment. Although I'm kind of curious, like, wait a minute. So is this in real time, this paper right now? Like, is this going on? Like, do they have magic? Like, I didn't understand that, because like, how would Asta not know? I mean, I guess he doesn't read the paper, but if it was already in the paper, wouldn't have everybody already immediately known what Asta was going in for? Or was that paper, like, is this a cut between time, or is it a mistake where they already got the newspaper and it's clearly saying like he's there for treason and for being accused of being a devil? Wouldn't everybody already know of that? Or was the paper coming out the reason why we got what happened in the end, and everybody just rushed in like, aha, I knew what you motherfucker was doing? So maybe that's what it was. It was Asta and Nero didn't get a chance to check out the paper early in the morning. Okay, yeah, I worked it out in my brain here as we're here recording. There must have been that the paper came out, Asta and Nero didn't read the paper, they just went down there thinking they're going down for questioning or whatever, and then bam, and as the paper's coming out, Hodge Village gets to react, and then of course, you know, the Black Bulls and everybody got to see, oh, they trying to railroad our mans? Alright, yo, bet. Yo, pull up the whip, yo. Get the chopper. We also see, of course, some of the former villains, or, I don't know, the nuts, like Sally, and the previous captain of the Purple Worker, and the other dude, I can't remember his name, whatever, but it's crazy that normally the people that don't like you or whatever, they're the first to celebrate when something bad happens to you. That's the way of the world, though. They're like, ah, that commoner, they finally got him, he's hemmed up, ah, like, those are some dirty motherfuckers. I'm sorry, like, I don't care if you a criminal, like, is there no honor among thieves? Like, yo, you a criminal too, fam. Like, you shouldn't be celebrating him getting captured and shit. Like, y'all all some dirty shit, like, oh man, I don't know. It's like, it was crazy to see everyone's reaction. You got one side of the spectrum where you got like Hodge Village, people are sad, like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, you know, like your parents basically. You got another side of the spectrum where your haters are there celebrating. Of course the haters are gonna do that, like, yo, screw the haters. And that's why they doing time. Although it looks like in the Black Clover world, punishment isn't really severe. Like, a lot of them, they should be locked up somewhere, but instead they're doing like community service for treason against the kingdom. Like, Julius, what are you doing, fam? But then a false accusation against Asta. They want to throw him the book at him. I'm just saying, like, yo, is there any justice? And then we cut to the Golden Dawn. We see Mimosa and a couple other people talking. And we get a little bit more insight. Because at the last chapter, I'm thinking, like, maybe Damnatio's just playing it up. He can't be this crooked. The system can't be this bad, right? No, the system's bad. The system is very bad by design. You can see that based on what Mimosa said. Damnatio even judged his own pops. He was like, yo, pops, you gotta go, fam. So Damnatio's the dirtiest of dirtbags. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're calling Asta devil. Meanwhile, this dude is willing to kill a little girl, do all sorts of shit to get what he wants. Who's the real devil, fam? Who the real devil? And I just like seeing Mimosa because Mimosa's best gal. And then, of course, the threats start coming in. Hey, fam, if you don't let us judge you and basically have you killed and executed and all that stuff, yeah, we're gonna kill your whole family. You know what I'm saying? Or something bad gonna happen in your whole family. That little girl and everything. Like, Damnatio's a dirty. I can't stress enough. Like, I'm just appalled at what the kingdom really is all the way at the top. Like, granted, okay, we had some examples of Zora's pops and what those royal knights of the captains did to Zora's pops and had them killed basically, or killed them themselves or whatnot. So you knew that there was some corruption, but the atmosphere in this Congress courtroom of between Damnatio, that he just keeps on like, yo, you think you're gonna break out of this, fam? You think you about to get up out of this shit? Nah, you hemmed up. You try and leave, fam? We got Hodge Village, we're gonna go. You got Magic Knight captains, they'll catch it too, fam. Like, and then you got all the atmosphere, the people in there, the nobles and whatnot, just like, oh my god, he's a nasty devil. Oh, execute him. Like, this is corrupt. This is really, really bad. And I'm just like, so they're going to put it all on him, fam. Like, William Vengeance should be the one there. William Vengeance, not Asta. But I guess Julius is just gonna let it rock, huh? You know what I'm saying? No, but it's basically like Julius really didn't have no say so. Think about it. Julius knew what was to come. He could hide William Vengeance, but he can't hide because Damnatio's balance being showed him that there was some demonic energy coming from somebody, and it was Asta. So unfortunately, if Julius could, he probably would have hit him. But that's why Julius gave him the warning a couple chapters back what was to come. And again, I can't get over it, how messed up the situation is. Like, they're like, you know, you come quietly, we'll spare the little girl, we'll spare the Magic Knights, we'll spare Hodge Village, but you're evil. Nah, fam, you're threatening to kill a lot of innocent people and hurt a lot of innocent people, you know, imprison them, all of that shit, unless he comes quietly. Like, you're evil. And then when the chapter starts making me get in my feels, the wall busting in and Yami showing up. Oh my god. Now, I'm imagining Yami's had some encounters with Damnatio. Based on the dialogue that his very first bubble that he comes in and says, I think Yami has already experienced some type of, I don't know if he was in trouble with the law. I don't know what it is, because he said, as I suspected, you was going to do what you want, when you want. So he kind of already knew either that, or he just doesn't trust Congress in general because he knows that the nobles and the higher ups in the political hierarchy and in the, you know, this whole community or whatever are a certain way. It's one of the two, but it's leaning more towards Yami knows Damnatio to a certain degree, because maybe, you know, a bar fight here or there, breaking a rule here or there, maybe Damnatio has done him dirty in the past, something like that. And then also Yami says that they basically lied to him. They told him that the trial was a day after tomorrow. So they gave me even false information, which maybe Damnatio has it in for Yami. So on top of everything, he's like, oh, I get to do some dirt to Yami as well. Like, I want to know exactly what the extent of Yami and Damnatio's relationship is, based on, like, he talks as if he's familiar with him. He's done some wrong possibly to him in the past. And then, of course, he's saying, like, you lied to me. So they lied as well, because he was going to do some grimy shit to Asta. He would either have him executed or something. But, again, it's like, so other criminals get to do, like, some community service, but because he has some type of bloodline, like, you want him dead? Like, he's shown that he's a good dude. Like, what? Like, then again, yeah, not that far off from the real world. And the feels, like, it shows all the hard work that Asta did to prove himself to the Black Bulls and Yami. You know, 218 chapters later, he's like, I've acknowledged him as a man among men, and he's my junior. I was like, the feels, you know, to be acknowledged. Everybody seeks some type of, you know, acknowledgement or just some type of validation in a way, you know what I'm saying? So to see that Asta finally got that, and that Yami is going up and standing up against the royal capital, the Congress, and all of that shit, Damnatio and everything, it shows that, of course, which this is why I always feel like personally, and this is a whole other video, whatnot, that Black Clover has a lot of, it's almost the spiritual successor to Naruto in terms of that feel you get of like a lot of aspects. Like that's what the feel that I get when I see him saying those really kind things about Asta, who started off as a magicless brat that people basically treated like dog crap, you know what I'm saying? So to see him come this far, that Yami acknowledges him, Yami don't want to acknowledge nothing, Yami, you disturb him taking a dump, he's liable to choke you out, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful. And then of course we get each Black Bull member having a moment saying something nice about him. So it was like he got acknowledged by his entire crew, everyone from like, you know, Noel to Luck to Zora, just all of them acknowledging him again. Like that is friendship. Like if you want to put friendship in manga, put it in something like this, because not only does it feel like a real world situation, like opposed to a fairy tale, you know what I'm saying? And this is where I seen this about the chapter. A couple of people said this and they were right on the point. Again, this is what fairy tale should have done. This is how it should feel. Like when friendship comes along and plays a part, it shouldn't just be some miraculous like, oh my god, my friend sucked, you know what I'm saying? Like no, this is how you do friendship properly. This is where I was like, man, you guys, like, why can't I be Asta right now? It was that damn good. I loved it. I love seeing every Black Bull show up. I love seeing Yami acknowledging Asta. I love seeing the big line right here, which confirms Nero is officially a Black Bull member. Yami said those two right there, they're my Black Bull crew. What are you doing, fam? What are you trying to pull right here? So Nero, the newest addition to the Black Bulls, of course, we'll probably see less of the bird form, which I don't really care. I don't want to see her as a bird. I like Nero's human form better anyway. So Nero, officially Black Bull member, pretty freaking dope. Like, end of this chapter, from the wall busting on, I felt at first resentment and anger. I ain't gonna lie before that. Like, Damnatio, you son of a... You know what I'm saying? I'm mad. Then the wall busts. Black Bulls show up, say a bunch of really awesome stuff about Asta, how he changed this and that, blah, blah, blah. It was hype. It was good. It was emotional. And then they, you know, the royals or the higher ups, you know what I'm saying? The people in the crowd, they're like, hey, I thought we heard the Black Bulls was like number 2. Like, maybe that was, you know, a lie or something like that. And Damnatio's like, hey, you know, if you cover for this dude, what's going to happen to your position, you know, regarding the Black Bulls? And I'm kind of like, wait a minute. What is he talking about? Like, is he talking about just demoting them? Because then Yami pulled back and says, yo, you didn't know we're the worst of the worst, fam. What are you talking about? So is he just meaning that, like, hey, we're going to demote you guys? Or is he meaning that, hey, we're going to strip you guys, you're not going to be Magic Knights no more? Like, honestly, this is one of the things I was waiting for to get to around right here to mention. We might be going into, before we get into the Spade Kingdom, before we get into anything else, if Damnatio really want to take it there, if he's going to keep that same energy when he's not bullying a little kid and threatening to kill a little girl, keep that same energy, Damnatio. We might have a civil war right here. Because he said earlier in the chapter, like, yo, we'll hunt you down. You're going to be a wanted criminal even if you defeat me right here, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if he keeps that same energy and tries to come at the Black Bulls, and we're going to have a civil war right here. I'm curious, though, how many people are going to back him. Like, you think about it. You know, if he read this paper, he's probably already on his way as well. So we might have the Golden Dawn backing Asta. We might have, you know, a lot of these Magic Knights are going to be like, well, who's going to fight your war, fam? Nozel's going to show up. Nozel's changed. He's going to be like, I'm with the House of Silver. Yeah, we a bunch of pricks. Yeah, we like slithering up in this bitch. But we respect dude. We ain't fighting on your behalf either. So who's going to do his dirty work? Damnatio can't fight a whole war on his own. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get some type of civil war, if it's even possible. And that line when Yami says, then you can take your Congress and shove it up your ass. Oh, man, like, yo, so freaking hype. We don't give a damn if it's a crime or treason. We coming for you bastards. And then Asta's just there in disbelief. Like, another great chapter. Black Clover, it's like after a certain point, Yuki Tabata has kept his foot on the gas and hasn't let up yet. Like, even this is like an emotional moment. It's growth. It's shown how far we've come, how much Asta's proven himself. And again, I think if there were a civil war to break out, who's going to fight on their behalf? Golden Dawn, you know, ain't fighting against Asta. He ain't going to treat him as a criminal. Nozel has already changed. Who? Show me. So very pivotal chapter to Asta's character, of how far he's come, and of course seeing where we're going. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm curious what you guys think about all this, though. Do you think Damnatio is going to try to wage war? Is he going to have to back down from this because at the end of the day, Black Bulls is coming for him? I mean, if he tries to deem all of them as criminals, again, other people might not feel the same way either. So who's gonna fight his war? Or do you think that people are just gonna be like, nah, we nice, we gotta go with orders, fam. Like Black Bulls, let's go. Yami's gonna start choking dudes out like, I can't wait, yo. Take your Congress and shove it, fam. And your overall thoughts and expectations for where the story's gonna go with chapter 219 and beyond. I love Black Clover again, and I have a different video for this for a different time, but it really, for me, feels like the spiritual successor to Naruto. And I'm not talking about in terms of popularity, in terms of sales. It's the spirit that it has. It feels like Naruto lives on. Obviously, Boruto's still going, but this is a different story. It's not focusing in on Naruto. Naruto lives on in Black Clover. That's how I feel. And, you know, you get mad at it, so be it. It's my thoughts, my opinion. That's what I'm here for. I'm here 24/7. But that's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications, and make sure you put all notifications so next time I talk about this Black Clover greatness, you will be notified. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule, or the golden dawn, you know, don't forget them too. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and shout out to the Black Bulls. Those are some real ones. Real ones will hold you down, fam.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride.